pricing. I just want to kind of make sure that I'm in the ballpark. I've tried to check with, my competition around here.
Mhm.
And for a long time, I was underpriced and didn't know it until a lady told me, and she was just like, "Yeah, I couldn't believe you were so cheap." I was asking around like, "What's up with this guy?" And she had heard word of mouth that I was very good. So she was just like, "Well, I don't know. I guess he's just cheap." And we did the move. And she was like, "I didn't think you were this cheap." And I said, "Well, if you don't mind me asking, since we're already done and you're paid up, what you got?" So she pulled out a little workbook and showed me, and I was severely underpriced and showing that they're charging service fees for. She's like, "I don't even know what they were charging me for that." And so I try to let people know I'm not crooked. I'm not going to come sneak up behind you and be like, "Oh, it's $1,000." And when we get done, "Oh, you owe me $3,000." Like, I'm going to show you everything that's what's charged. And I'm going to come to you and let you know, what the deal is. So I just kind of want to know your thoughts on pricing averages or anything that you could.
Hey, movers and shakers, how you guys doing? I don't know if you know this or not, but did you know that you could actually join my seven figure moving YouTube group or membership? Yes, if you go to my YouTube page, right here is a join button. By clicking that, you could actually sign up for the membership on YouTube. And there's various perks at various different levels. There's 3 different levels. The first level is just a few bucks. The second level, a little bit more. And the third, well, that's when you really get the membership bonuses and perks that we have available to you. But if you didn't know that, you can actually do that. And there's a lot of people that says, "Jay, how can I support you? How can I help you?" I get a lot of these comments. Well, if you guys go to the join button and click it, you can actually join my membership and you could be helping me and contributing to the Seven Figure Moving Academy YouTube. So all you have to do, go to Seven Figure Hustler, look for Seven Figure Hustler on YouTube, go down to that page, click the join button, click one of the membership levels, and I'll be seeing you in the group.
Good question. And this is a common question that I get all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm a big proponent of creating I call the competition matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The competition matrix is basically
I'm listening.
Okay. Basically is you're gonna you want to create a spreadsheet. You can use Google Sheets, you can do Excel, you can do it by hand, I don't care. But on the left-hand side, you're going to list out 10 or more, I prefer at least 10, of the licensed and insured movers in your area. They don't necessarily have to all be in your city. Some of them can be over in Lafayette, or they could be in Houston or wherever they're at. But something that's going to be able to, the companies that operate in your area. And you want to get 10 of the licensed and insured movers in your area.
And how do you make sure that they're licensed and insured?
Well, you should be able to just do a Google search and see what their license numbers are, and then verify it with the check out with the DOT.
Got you.
Because you can do a company snapshot on the DOT number and find out if their DOT number is legitimate and so on and so forth. And if they're part of a movers association, that's almost guarantees that they're licensed and insured. Okay. It's a real quick search, but you're going to, anybody that says they're licensed and insured and produces their DOT number and their MC number, blah, 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 on their website, that's who you want to check out. Okay. So if they have those numbers on your website, like you do, that's the movers that you want to check against. The other people are not licensed and insured, and you really are not in competition with them. Okay. Yeah. Now, I do not want you put any company on it that you think you want to compete against. You're a small moving company. You're not LeBron James. You're just a college hoops player. Stop trying to play with the major league guys, because they're going to kick your ass. Right? If you watch the Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful often remarks on how people are cockroaches, right? Because they think they're going to compete against Amazon. You can't compete against Amazon. Okay? Shopify cannot compete against Amazon. period.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that they can't be to the size of Amazon and compete, but right now they're just not the size of Amazon. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
You can model your company to be like Amazon.
Yeah.
So eventually when you get to the size, you can compete with Amazon, but you cannot compete with them. So I want you to put your competitors, the people that you'll actually compete. It's okay to punch up. You just try not to punch up too far, right?
Got you.
But I want you to put your competitors on that far left side. Then I want you to make columns for 1-bedroom apartment, studio to 1-bedroom apartments, 2-bedroom apartments, 3-bedroom apartments, 3-bedroom homes plus. Okay. And then each one of your competitors, you're going to make a separate phone call. Don't do it like right after the other. You want to like spread it out, maybe over a month's time. And then you want to call each one of those competitors and find out what they're charging for a studio, 1-bedroom apartment, what they're charging for a 2-bedroom apartment, what they're charging for a 3-bedroom apartment / condo, what they're doing for a house.
Another good thing is when I talk to people and I get their business, I ask them about that and they're like, yeah, we got quotes from these different people. And I usually say, well, do you mind sharing that information with me? And I don't know, I guess they like me, but they're like, yeah, here you go. And they hand me the sheet and they're like, yeah, you can keep it. I'm just like, all right. So that's how I've kind of been able to find out what's going on. Because it was cheap.
Then put that information into that matrix.
I got you. Because it was really cheap. And then all of a sudden somebody hit a switch and everybody jumped up and I was down here and I was wondering, I was like, man, I'm staying booked up left and right. I don't know what's going on. And then that lady told me, she was just like, you were way cheaper than anybody else I could get. And I was just like, oh, really? And ended up looking, I was missing out on like $1,000. I was like, oh man. All right, well, let me fix that.
Good. So now once you have that matrix, what you also need to do is you want to find out if they have some, hidden fees. Do they have a truck fee? Do they have a travel fee? You know what I mean? Do they accept deposits? Right? And if they do accept deposits, how much of a deposit do they ask for every move? Right?
Gotcha.
And then once you have that matrix filled out, you can easily see who's the most expensive and who's the cheapest. Right?
Gotcha.
Now, there is no strategic advantage for being the cheapest mover. Okay? So you got to know your worth, right? Know how much you're worth.
Yeah.
You already said that you're not charging enough, but I think you already know that you're worth far more. I get that sense that, hey, we could be charging a lot more. And especially if you got nothing but 5 stars, and that's all I saw when I did my research on you, then you should be charging a lot more, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is then find out who the top 2 most expensive movers are and price yourself accordingly right in between those guys. Okay?
Gotcha.
Because there's no strategic value being the lowest. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're already number 2 in the search engines on Google My Business. So you're probably already getting a lion's share of that market share already. Right? We've already went over how you can improve that.
Yeah.
Right? So doing that, then really promoting your 5 stars, to the community and so on and so forth. That's actually going to be the next step you're going to do. Okay. Good. So once you get your SEO to number 1, you start increasing your prices, you're going to be killing, right? Because see, the guy at the bottom, he has to do 3 to 10 times more jobs just to make the same amount of money as the guy at the top. Yeah. Sure, he's busy. The only people getting rich are his employees. His profit margin is so narrow that if any damage claim hits, will kill him.
Yeah.
Right? Which I'm sure you feel that pain.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to increase your profit margin by increasing your prices. Especially today's inflated markets now that's going on. Gas is far more expensive. Foods is far more expensive. People get paid $15 to $20 now to flip burgers at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that for a fact because right here in my McDonald's, here in my local town, it's a town of 7,000 people. They're getting paid $15 an hour to flip burgers.
Yeah.
So that means you got to be paying your crew $20 to $25 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just to make it more palatable for them.
Yeah. You want to lift heavy stuff or you want to go flip burgers? No.
So we're going to end off. Hopefully I'll see you in the academy very soon. Thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. You have a good year. I want to hear some big things by the end of next year.